I'm gonna make this as simple as I can. Get this Square-1. So this is the MGC Square-1. It has been hyped up for almost a full year, which is crazy to think, and well, it's pretty good. But when you've been hyping up a cube for 11 months, the expectations are pretty high. Unfortunately, the MGC does not really live up to these expectations, but it's still definitely the best Square-1 on the market. Out of the box, this cube is pretty fast and really blocky, and it also comes pretty loose. So something very important that you will have to do with your MGC is tighten it. That's kind of what makes this Square-1 unique. You can have it on really tight tensions, but it'll still be super fast and have insane corner cutting. Also, the slice is really bumpy out of the box. It's got strong magnets that have a very strong clip. Personally, I'm not really a fan of this. I like a smoother slice. So I've actually taken out all the slice magnets from both of my MGCs. So now both of their slices are non-magnetic. If you want to see how I did some of the demagging, then I have a video, which I'll link in the description, of how I did it. One of the biggest disappointments of the MGC is that it has frosted plastic. This is especially disappointing because the tester versions had glossy plastic, which is generally more grippy and easier to hold on to. But for whatever reason, the final version has frosted plastic, which is a bit more slippery, which can lead to more cube drops, and that's really bad, especially for Square-1. But with the help of a video that I'll put in the description, I was able to really easily get rid of some of this frosted texture, so now my cube is a lot grippier than before. Some other complaints of the MGC is that they magnetize the slice in the corners but not the edges, and I've heard that some of the magnets are asymmetrical, which means that they only match up some of the time. I'm not too familiar with the details of this, but I have heard that the magnets are really weird. Personally, I don't really notice this in my solve, so I don't really mind. The MGC also has a very interesting internal structure. The pieces have like 2 rings, which is really interesting, and perhaps that helps with corner cutting and stability, and might even help them break less. The MGC also has a nice lock nut that looks like it would be pretty hard to break, unlike the one on the Volt V2. This cube comes with yellow and white caps installed, and it comes with a set of black caps that you can swap, and most people swap that out for the yellow caps so that they have black on top and white on bottom, which, as you can see, is what I've done. The caps can be pretty difficult to change. A lot of people have trouble with them, but I just used a sticker peeler and I didn't have too much trouble. Another advantage that the MGC has over other Square-1s is that the pieces do not break very often. I've broken something like 13 corners on my Volt V2, but I've heard of only a couple breaks on the MGC. So I think this plastic is more durable than in other Square-1s. This cube is also noticeably heavier than other Square-1s like the Volt V2, but I think it gives it a more substantial feel, and I actually like it. So I have a very simple setup on my MGCs. Basically, I just put a little bit of weight 5 on the screws, slice, and UD layers, and then just a couple drops of speedy, and that's good enough for me. It's pretty fast, but also very controllable, and with the non-mag slice, it's a very smooth solve. In my first week, I was getting tons of lockups on this cube, and I just could not turn. But I'm now in my second or third week of having this cube, and I think I've gotten used to it. I don't lock up as much, and my turning is a lot smoother, and I really just enjoy solving this puzzle. In fact, I really just cannot use any other Square-1 after trying the MGC. So I would basically recommend the MGC Square-1 to anybody. Unless you're on a super tight budget, you have to get the MGC and do not get the Volt V2. The Volt V2 currently is $19.99, which is the same price as the MGC, and there is just no question. The MGC is absolutely better, and you should not get the Volt V2. So, even if it didn't live up to the huge expectations that it set from 1 year of teasers, this cube is still definitely the best Square-1 on the market, and you should absolutely get it. If you do, make sure to use code OX at checkout for 5% off your order. Thanks to The Cubicle for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.